welcome back. Alright, thank you for the break time. Got the dogs, their food, and so they're good. What were we doing next? We were doing another mission for the Evil Mercenaries Guild, who wants us to go around killing all the cool creatures. Let's jump to another system. Yeah? We don't have any warp fuel in this ship, do we? Can make some. Let's make some. Check out another system. Shaking your booty like no one's around. What freighters in the system? Like a big cylinder. We've been to the third world here, unmapped. Been there yet? Alpha. No, let's check out a new system. Let's make some warp fuel. Even though we're planning to trade this ship, we're gonna use the fuel. I guess it doesn't matter what ship it's in. Warp cell, charge.
Technology recharge.
You can only go 100 light years in this baby, but I don't have an economy scanner in this one. That was silly. I don't have an economy scanner in here. You like this ship? I do too. Although we're planning to trade it because I have a more favorite fighter. So this is a small fighter, S-class small fighter, and I found a medium fighter, S-class, which we've got. It's yellow, and I really like it. But I'm flying this one while we're checking out some new space stations. In case we do run into something else I want to buy or trade. Vac system. If we went to a Vy'keen system, would the... Just try it. This could be destitute. I don't know, but let's just go there. Random system jump. Would the board be more likely to have mercenary guild quests, or would it still just be the same assortment? It's pretty from a distance. Euclid Galaxy. Atmotos. Oh, the whole thing is Euclid Galaxy. Euclid Galaxy. I just never noticed that before. Warp engaged 15 times. An overgrown planet. What does overgrown suggest? You go there. Where else? Right next to us. High radio source planet. Never seen that. What's a high radio source planet? High radio source. And a moon of Lurg. A frozen moon. Frost crystals, dioxide. What are these pink crystals? Well, they're pretty. Get any info on the system we got here? Unpromising economy. Yeah, I sort of like the wing design, although it would be even cooler if it animated. Why I'm keeping that other A fighter, the yellow one with the ring at the back that rotates. Well, let's hit. I want to hit land. Let's make sure we hit land. Nice clouds. Nice color. Was good. Thanks, screen. How about you? Cool looking trees. Yeah, I'm just gonna land here. We don't need it. We don't need a structure. Just start. Just land. This is pretty, this orange stuff. Blistering floods, though. Copious fauna, abundant flora, minimal sentinels. That's pretty. 28C. Blistering floods. Does that just mean heavy rain, or is there actually a flood mechanic? I don't think there's a flood mechanic. But what do I know? Age perpetual. I like the color palette here already. I'm telling you, one of the most important things for me on a planet, whether I like it or not, is the color palette. Yeah, the ship's gonna be underwater soon. Green, are you talking about the next update? Yeah, I don't know what it was like before. You saying it had you had to find an uninhabited base and claim it. Yeah, now you just drop a computer and you can have multiple bases on a planet, as many as you want, and as many bases as you want in a system. And I think even multiple players can have bases on the same planet. So the only restriction is only one can be uploaded on a planet or in a system. Big stuff. I like the big stuff. It's huge and crab-like. Orthogonal, methodical, cannot see color. That's too bad. It's a pretty planet. Not the mineral, not the mineral. Yeah, the critter. Nomadic, toughened skin. Not another one? Then what's that? Hasty. Eats gravitino balls. Highly fertile. Blistering flood planets have heat storms. Alright, we've got all our protections. Look at that thing. We have seen some similar, well, you know, they're all a bit different, but can I land on its back? Ow! No, guess I can't. Check him out! Rational, easily startled, very Earth-like. Look at the temp. Yeah, we've gotten most fortunate to find, if not Earth-like, at least some nice temperate, not green, orange, or blue. You can feed them. Which ones? The big ones or the little ones? I haven't seen too many of the big creatures you can feed. Didn't see a feed on these guys, did ya? That'd be sweet if we could feed them. Except then we'd be followed around for a little while. And there's, yeah, the terrain. Somewhat Earth-like. Joyful. Need to add in pets or some sort of taming option? That would be cool. This game has some elements that remind me of one of my, if not my all-time favorite games, Star Wars Galaxies, Long Lost, and yeah, I have Creature Tamer, Pikeman, Swordsman, Medic. I didn't state them all correctly mixed there, but I had a Medic, Pikeman, and a Swordsman Creature Handler. Those were my main characters, although I had a lot. That's just my thing. Green, it used to be that way before the next update. You could encounter aggressive creatures. Oh, about animals being a threat. I hope that the next update, which changed everything substantially, is itself going to be used as a foundation for more stuff. That hopefully there will be lots more to come that they can start building on top of next. Gemster, I would have to tame one of those penis creatures. Bring him to other planets, have him hop around with us. Yeah, feed the giant crab, and then he takes a dump on your head. Big coprite dump on your head. Knocks you cold. There's a plant in there, but what an impressive turnaround this game has had. Not that I knew it in its original form, but I read how bare it was and compared to the promises that came with it. But what a turnaround, and skillfully, it seems it was skillfully executed, because you can't just throw this shit at a wall and have it work. They had to plan to restructure their game in a way that would accomplish the things that they had said they could do that they really didn't put into the game when it came out. I mean, that must have taken some serious planning, patience, and then some really good game designers. Credit where credit is due. This game has a lot of stuff in it, and if you hadn't told me, if I hadn't known that it existed for a long time, for a while already, without a lot of this content, it's just, I'm overwhelmed by stuff to do. Yeah, and math. A shitload of math. Yay, math. It never sounded awful. It just sounded kind of threadbare. Meditative and threadbare without that much to do. Never sounded awful to me. Rage said it wasn't as god-awful as everyone said. I want to scan the hazardous plant. I forget to scan the oxygen, sodium, and hazardous plants a lot. Well, that one's in a rock, isn't it? Never mind that one. Bullet sponge. I'm let me put it like this. Steam says I have about 130 hours in the past 12 days. Does that sound about right? Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. A whole lot. It hits the spot right now. Steep learning curve, very rewarding. It's been a joy to play. It was stressful at first. Yeah, so Green, there's a discrepancy. The game says I have this amount and Steam says I have this amount. Steam's saying it's up past 120 or 130. My game save says a lot less in playtime. It's like 80 or 90. Even so, where's my life been the past couple weeks? I've been lost in space, and happily so. The Bullet Sponge. Have you played, or are you just checking it out, or? It is a bit of a dark turn. I even thought about pulling that one once. That quote that Entrobot has in his database. Just because it's a little harsh. Depends on when it comes out. Could really freak someone up.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Alright, this will be our first superheated rainstorm. This planet seems to be raining all the time. At least it's a pleasant rain. It's about to be an unpleasant rain. Look at that huge mesa. I want to build up, one day I want to build a base up on top of a large floating rock. Although it wouldn't so much matter because as was demonstrated with that example, that Creative Next spaceport, you can basically build in the air now if you're careful with the connective system. This planet have phosphorus on it, paraffinium, activated copper, star bulb, silver, albumin, pearl. I have, I actually haven't even tried Fortnite, but I haven't played a lot of mining crafting games. I mean, I've played some Minecraft, including back when it was in beta, but I've never really gotten into it or played any, yeah. It's just kind of a whole new thing for me, spending quality time in a game like this. I just love the wandering around, that aspect, the gathering resources and light crafting is... They could build on that. I'd like it if there was even more. But the space flight, it's flying around in ground effect, finding... Even if they're only as unique as being procedurally generated, finding unique places. I like finding my own corner of the galaxy and just being there. It was one of my favorite things about Star Wars Galaxies was just plopping down a house somewhere and just being in that world. I didn't need anything to do. People were running around doing their stuff, eventually guild, cities, things, but I was happy just being in that world. Just running around. Strangely, this game gives me more of that feeling than any game in the 10 years since they shut down Galaxies. The dream versus reality of the original launch, so beautifully encapsulated by a short video. May you post it. Yeah, and also Von Buki, once you have, I can just do this manually. I think, is it reg or Buki? Regular add. Buki. Anyways, I used to know a command, maybe. You're regular automatically at 15 hours, 1-5, so at some point you won't need permission at all And I'm embarrassed that I forgot the Streamlabs chatbot, formerly known as AnkBot. What's the command for adding a regular? Thought I knew it. Green, you're hoping for procedurally generated cities and towns in another update? That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah. It is nice to ask. I appreciate that. Why am I going this way? Just for a buried tech module? I'm just chasing waypoints. And I have no problem doing that. I'm okay with chasing waypoints. I gotta check a message here. Wow. Alright. Unrelated. Unrelated. Yeah, yeah. I thought I did, but maybe I typed something else. Saying pause the game and watch it. Let me at least see what it is here. I don't open a lot of links, especially video links. I used to have a really rough internet connection. I didn't have much overhead. Damn, look at that though. No Man's Sky, Jurassic Park. Daisy said she's seen some freaky things like that walking on their hind legs, though. Pick things up walking on their hind legs. I think that made it in. But I haven't seen any Brontosaurus-like. How are the post-next base permissions? How does that stuff work? You actually end up at another player's base. What can you interact with? What can't you interact with? What's 8 out of 9? You're probably paying more attention to something than I am. We were supposed to be killing some creatures again for the Mercenary Guild. It's just not my instinct, but guess it's time for the slaughter. What happens if we take on a giant crab? You think it'll go hostile and turn on us? Maybe it's fitting. We should do that. Cannot see color. Can it see bolts? See, it doesn't seem to care. It's too big to care. I have 1,000,000 hit points. They're coming up here. Oh! Fucking A! We're dying. We're dying. We're gonna be dead. We're gonna so be fucking dead for touching that thing. Oh my god. Lesson learned. Don't fuck with the giant house-sized crab. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh shit. Pick on something your own size. Oh god. Critical damage. It's still coming. I hope it's not coming. It better not be coming. It better not be coming. Where's my ship? Does anybody see it? I don't see it. Did our shield not recharge on its own? There it goes. Took a while. Misbehave! Did you see? Did you miss it? I pissed off a crab the size of a house, and it was all, I don't care. You can shoot me, that's fine. I'm just gonna get in your face and kill ya. I was, woo. Man, I can't type. Hey, misbehave. Trying to type in chat, and if I'm not in the chat box, things happen. It scrolls and boxes pop up. It threatens to ban people and all that because. Yeah. Let's go into the cave for a minute and see if there's any cave creatures. Minerals. We don't need to scan all the minerals, but come on. Cave critters. Did you get it, Jamster? Misbehave. We don't have a pot big enough for the crab. Did you see it? If not, check out the clip Jamster just made. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to relive the moment. Let's head back towards the ship, but we really do need to find something the right size and kill 16 of them, apparently. It won't be the big crabs. Yeah, I picked the biggest thing. This is a learning experience. And very nearly our first death since the beginning of the game. If we converted one of the freighter bays into a steamer, we could do one claw at a time. I like how you think. This is... Well, now I'm hungry. Jetpack surge! That was an activated copper deposit. It'd be nice to put one of those automatic resource harvesters on like an activated copper deposit if you had one on your planet. Or you could just set up a small base with a teleporter on a planet that has some of the resources you want. You don't need a whole base, but a teleporter, a base computer, and drop it next to some resource spawns and drop a few of those harvesters on them. I haven't even really gotten into the first step of base building. I've got a shack and I've built a couple rooms, but if you actually wanted to get into base building, you'd have to put in a lot of time just for the materials. And then you're building a base with the ability to generate things like income by farming stuff that you then combine into very valuable resources. Yeah, Rage, it does. Let me show you. We could actually put one down right there. Although it's under portable equipment, you can't actually pick it up again. You can delete it and remake it. It is called an autonomous mining unit. Uranium, metal plating, and one advanced ion battery. They're kind of slow, You put a little carbon in them, and then you come back later, and there's 250 units of something. Yeah, Lamia, I tried it too, and it didn't work for me either. I'll figure it out later. Which was that? The small mining size tip? Rage, this game has wonderful layers to peel, doesn't it? Like, so much stuff. I didn't know that 72 hours ago, but I know it now. I think that one came from... Alright, so Rage and anybody else who's interested in where some of these blueprints are coming from, once you start building a base, and I haven't done much, there are terminals that you hire NPCs for, specialized science, base construction, and others. Each of those NPCs that you end up hiring has their own quest line. And each of those quest lines gives you a whole bunch of blueprints as you go along. So I don't remember where the science one started, but we did the science one. Like, somehow I got the ability to make a science terminal, and when I made that, it started. After you make a circular room, if you have the ability to craft... Alright, I can't show you because we're not in a base. But as soon as you make a circular prefab room, it'll trigger the base construction quest, which will then let you make a terminal and tell you to get an NPC who will give you recipes. And so, yeah, I didn't really know anything about that stuff until 3 days ago, and the one I've done is the science quest line. I think that's where the blueprint for that autonomous mining unit came from. And hiring them is free. You just got to find the right NPC after it tells you need to hire someone. Just topping off the stacks I had in here. Alright, we gotta find smaller creatures and kill them for the mercenary guild. So we could go back to our blue base, and there's plenty of little things hopping around there. Alright, it's time to slaughter the wildlife. Horrible. Horrible. And they're gonna run away. You know what? Everything's gonna run away. Let me pick bigger targets. Like I did at first. Just horrible. Why does the Mercenary Guild want us to kill random animals? It's not like when you have the terrain miner out, you minimize the size of the beam. Gives you like 3 times as much of an item. Oh shit. How do you minimize the size of the beam? Not how much life these things have either. Killing 16 of these would be really tedious. The butterflies was a better... Oh man, I'm sorry. This is like a main quest line that needs us to get Mercenary Guild rep. On the PC, it's mouse scroll. That's really cool that you can do that. What was the noise? It's angry now. Has every right to be. This is not the best shooting mechanic. Noise was a ding. Okay. Oh, yeah, you heard that? Sorry, that was a Windows Defender pop-up. Yeah, that was... I didn't want to say anything about it because it was just making me salty. So it's better than the NVIDIA pop-ups. NVIDIA, which is... Their software is full aware that you're playing a game when they tab you out of the game to ask you if you want to update your video drivers. A curious deposit. Floating... Oh, it's a nice bunch of floating crystals. Tetra cobalt, it's probably a bit of everything. Rare metal, destabilized sodium. Yeah, let's break those down. And are there any... How are we doing on our animal killing? The cleanse of death. 4 of 15. Yuck. Snack time.
Thermal protection fully.
We need more phosphorus.
Recharge.
Just buy it from a vendor. Plain chocolate M&Ms. Ah. You don't like the different colors? Got salt and vinegar, kettle cooked potato chips. Good reason. Salted Doritos. Aren't they all salted? Salted Doritos. That's redundant. I guess they're potato chips too, huh?
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Plain salted, no flavor. Do we even have those here in the US? I'm not a big Dorito eater, but I don't know anything about that kind of Dorito.
Technology recharge.
Yellow bag? Oh. have to wonder. Somebody, probably lots of somebodies somewhere. This game. I wonder what someone who ate a bunch of mushrooms thinks of this game. That was basically my thought from start to finish. So there it is. This must be a hell of a game. Right, yeah. Just saying. Well. Chronic, I knew I could count on you. Meeting all the weird creatures and yeah, the wonderful color palettes all over the galaxy. Good, that's smart. You should run away. The Merc Guild is making us be a total asshole. Curious deposit. Ooh, chloride lattice. These are good. These are kind of like the big crystals, but they go a little faster. Look at that, chloride lattice in like 10 seconds. Instead of 30. Ah ha 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 ha. This is good. That's only fair. Gotcha. Oh man, he ragdolled and rolled too. Chronic, when you first met the giant giraffe looking thing, it totally brain fucked you. Yes. The giraffes are weird. Sentinel, you don't want none. You don't want none. I love how the curious deposits roll. This is very bounteous. All these super refined minerals between the crystals and these curious deposits. What are those? So they're another POI type called Curious Deposit. And they show up as rocks, but even if they're on flat ground, when you first shoot them, they start rolling, which is quite curious. But they give you the same super refined minerals that you get out of the floating crystals. And they go much more quickly. Look at how quick you can break them down. Like 10 seconds you can get one. They will sit still for you. So they're even better than floating crystals, but they're not as common. In fact, I've only seen half a dozen of these formations. That's an idea. Build up the terrain and trap them. It's a good idea. Or drop them in a hole, but that might be risky. If you drop the terrain under them, they might obliterate. Alright, we're not shooting anything that big again. Although, I don't see any pincers on that one. Still not gonna shoot it. Cousin kicks my ass. Unidentified plant. There is one. There's another 60K.
Units received.
Hitting on 20,000 again. He's getting a little crazy. Cobalt, destabilized sodium. My extra oxygen stack. Quad servo. I think we're gonna end up saving that quad servo at some point. I don't know what for, but it's only worth 20,000. It's got to be more useful as a crafting item. Depends on what you're doing. I've gotten a lot more than 20 mil in one sense because I spent 16 million last night on a ship and millions on other ships, and we've probably... There are ships that cost upwards of 110 mil. Not even freighters. A large hauler, an S-class, even an A-class hauler will be like 100 million units. But here's where a lot of the money's coming from. In our case here, it's coming from the multi-tool scanner mods. 3 of them. 3 S-class scanner mods bought from a space station merchant. Just kept checking until they spawned this on their stock. And look at that. 8,000%, 6,000% depending. They're a bit randomized. But you end up getting 20,000% multiplier on the units that you get for scanning things. So if you go to a new planet and you just start scanning things, you'll get a few million pretty quick. Go to a few planets, 20 millions, without even selling resources. It's not even that bad. The buried technology modules, that icon, they're all over every planet. Collect those, they stack up to 15, and you turn them into the blueprint analyzer to get crafting blueprints. They're worth a lot though, and once you get all the crafting blueprints from the terminal, a stack of 15's worth like 750,000. So, just scanning, running around, collecting those. I really don't have a system other than that for making money, but it still makes plenty of money. We're never gonna kill all the things we need to kill. That pulse you put out with the scanner is also a lot larger with those upgrades. I still don't have enough deuterium for the pulse spitter. We were going to make a pulse spitter weapon and try that. I just have the bolt caster and the mining laser. Does anyone know where I can get the recipe for deuterium? I think it'd be worth trying it in the refiner. It's dihydrogen and dihydrogen in a medium refiner, right? But I wasn't able to do that. I think it's because I don't have haven't learned it.
Units received.
Pleases. Word for pleases. This game pleases me. I mean, and it has a jetpack. That is admittedly wimpy at the beginning, but you can really get upgrades for it. Those S-Class mods turn the jetpack into just a monster. There's not a lot of life on this planet, though. I mean, it's just not that plentiful. It has copious fauna. But I would not have used the word copious. Scarce?
Units received.
More like it. Ah, we got a nice jump there. I can't see how much I have left. I'm blocking it. How much fuel is left? My head! My head is in the way! Big paraffinium deposit, but I've got a stack on the freighter if we need some for crafting. If we need a lot, we'll have to get serious, but... Alright, I don't think this planet is getting us all the life that we need. I should head back towards the ship or call the ship. Just check out another planet. There's some more in the system. Why don't we do that? Let's, I didn't want to run back to the ship. Let's call a ship. Let's call a different ship here. Should we call one of the exotics or the new fighter that we got? I want to put the third phase beam mod in this anyways. So. And I kind of like the name it came with. I haven't renamed it because its name is the Claws of Air, which is really a pretty good name. Okay, phase beam. This is my third S-Class phase beam mod we're putting in. This thing has a badass gun now. I don't think we can do much to the terrain, but... Kill creatures. Hey, what if we could get revenge on the giant crab creatures? Think they would wreck my ship? Bet you they could wreck my ship. I should not mess with them, huh? That'd be wild if they just took you out of the air. Kill you if it lands on you. Yeah, do you like this one? It's a larger fighter. I'm sorry, it's not large, it's medium, but it's larger than the one we had, which was a small fighter. That sound is a glitch with fighters, apparently. It's a TIE Defender with the nose. Hey, it kind of is. Kind of is. Okay, do we already scan these? Lalu 8, Gamma Intensive. We scanned, maybe we did scan them all. Lurk, unmapped, and the moon of Lurk. Phase beam, look at how, alright, let's see how far I can fire the phase beam without it overheating now. I didn't even realize we've got like 6-7 seconds of phase beam. Ah, that's hot. We can even go over that. We got 8 seconds of phase beam without overheating. That's lethal. My God. Not to mention for mining, you can just mine the galaxy. A laser like that. Let's see what High Radio Source Planet is about. Let's go to Lurg. High radio source. I think it just means highly radioactive. Well, yeah, now that I say it, it sounds pretty obvious. Oh, do you want to try out my new phase beam? Perfect.
Warning. Threat detected.
We just bounced. I was trying to make a hole in the asteroid. Instead, we bounced. I did make the hole. Whoops. But we also bounced. I need a shield mod for this thing now, too. Maybe a couple shield mods. Oh, he's got good guns. So they're just working me over, huh? So is that a phase beam they're using? It sure looks similar. Or is that maybe the infra knife? That was not the best dogfight.
Assets deleted.
Is that another moon? No, that's an asteroid. Victorious. Right, 50 ships. Did I really say this? The Israeli Roish? Was that randomly generated? Really? That's strange. Frozen moon. Unexpected name for a randomly generated world. We're gonna check out Lurg first. Infra knife is more like a Gatling laser. It might not. It might not be. What do you mean? You think it was player named? Isn't this a system we discovered? System are we in? Minamoto's? Either way. They don't upload what they discover, it's considered not discovered, but if you rename it, it's uploaded. You can't rename it without it. It's a rename and upload. So it wouldn't be a player. without it showing as uploaded, right? Planet, yes, but if they don't also upload the system will show as not discovered, yes. Yeah, when we get to that, when we get to that planet, we'll see. You're correct. So when we get there, we'll find out more. Occasional radiation outbursts. Sentinel standard, high flora fauna.
Units received.
Nibbles. It shoots. Hasty. Retractable eye stalks. Retractable eye stalks.
Units received.
Shooting the mining laser at flying creatures was a good way to do the quest after all, isn't it? Do that again. These small ones.
Units received. Extreme radiation detected. Technology recharge. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Fidgety. Tiny organs. Tiny organs, can I see? Oh, you know what? The mining beam might be better than the bolt caster for some of these things. That thing dropped like a rock. It's easier to apply a fixed beam than it is to fire a whole bunch of projectiles at something that's running around. Probably like the phase beam in the starship too. Alright, while we're being scanned. How many? 11 and 15. Cool, we don't need that many more. Sentinel, don't you do it. Make like it's Jurassic Park and just freeze. Can't see you if you don't move.
Filters activated.
Oh yeah? Fine then. And you too. Your turn. Not easy to shoot that thing in the dick.
Radiation protection falling.
My mining beam.
Technology recharge.
The plant.
Warning.
Can I get my Pugnium, please?
Combat unit deployed. It's nice how the game just goes quietly metal when you're getting attacked. It's still ambient, but it... Oh, you guys found me. Where was the ship? Running in the opposite direction of the ship, pretty much. Detected. Alright, I'm gonna fly around for a little bit. Get them off our back. Not a drop pod, what is that? One. We're all friendly here. So this is, how is this called a building? Unknown building. I'm missing something. Radiation protection falling.
We got all 16, right? No, I didn't. I left without getting the last few. We were at... That's silly. How did I do that? There happens to be nothing nearby.
run up to the buried tech and see if we can find a few more critters. I heard something. But no animals in sight. Unidentified plant big enough to stand on.
Units received.
That was further than I thought when I marked it. Unknown building. Really just looking for a couple more animals. I wouldn't mind the visor having less of a filter. You spend so much time with the visor up, it'd be cool if you could take in what you're scanning. But the thing you're scanning is the thing you can't really look at because it's just a gray blob through the visor. I don't know, why not go with less of a filter on the visor, and then when you spend all that time staring right at something to scan it, at least you can see it better. Enjoy it a little bit. Where did all the animals go? There.
Warning. Sentinel trails activated.
Yeah, Sentinels, but we had a job to do. Sentinel's pissed, but we were supposed to kill 16 things. And we were almost there. There we go. That was number 16. Sorry, the Sentinel's all pissed, but... Now we can head back to the ship. don't think we've been to the space station in this system yet. Hopped twice. Make sure this thing has launch fuel in it for later.
Technology recharge.
I'm gonna call a
Technology recharge.
different ship to take to the space station. Even though it's cool looking and it's an S-Class, we're gonna want to trade the Stinger too, and we're also gonna want to trade there's this S-Class shuttle. Let's take that. I haven't flown it in a little bit here. You can at least check it out. It's not the most interesting looking ship, but it's nice. It's clean. Check it out. Trailblazer. S-Class shuttle. All around average. Nice lot of tech slots. But that fighter that we were just in, that fighter has a comparable number of inventory slots. Only has 5 tech slots. But I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna do with that shuttle really. Besides keep it. I'm gonna be wanting to fly the fighter. Can summon it later. Nothing happens to it. Yeah, until you summon it, it'll stay there. Or until you load a new play session. Yeah, it will be right there. Fortunately, there isn't really a robust waypoint and mapping system. So how to get back to it? Nah. It's very easy to lose, so being able to summon it's important. That should be the space station we're looking at. You'd think it would be very lore appropriate. We are out charting the stars. Can't we do some basic cartography? Map out the planets as we explore them? Track waypoints and something. There's got to be something. Well, this system is unpromising. We are less likely to see an exotic or a bunch of S-Class ships come in. The trade merchant here will have the trade terminal will have less valuable stuff on it. Yeah, I've noticed that you can actually mark it down, but it would be hard to navigate using that unless there was a system for punching in a pair of coordinates to make a custom waypoint. If you could do that, it would actually work pretty well.
Units received.
Could have our first rank with the Mercenaries Guild. That may not be enough to continue the Apollo quest, but that might be our Templar rank. Let's see what we check something in a minute. Mercenaries Guild rank Initiate. We have almost all the glyphs, too. I think I'm missing 3. 2 of them. I'm only missing 2 glyphs. And if we want, here's a traveler who would probably, for 100 nanites, sell us a location. Trade us a location. I wonder sometimes if we are truly born, as others are. There was just the crashed ship and then this. Isn't that strange? Born to a life of trading and accumulation without beginning or end. We ask where they came from. Green, it's gone now, or? Directions to a place of interest, anomalous signal, that should be a grave. And that grave will get us a glyph. Have any Viking reps besides the dagger? Oh. You haven't seen it in the new... Well, there is a let's see, portable tech. I can't build it up here. Never mind. Not sure if you get it in the construction terminal quest line. That could be. I've only begun it. We could do the construction terminal stuff. I'm no longer buying these exosuit upgrades because general's full, tech's full, and these slots cost over $1 million, so I'm not buying them. We'll just use drop pods for the rest of our cargo pack. See what you've got for ship upgrades. Here's another phase beam, but we don't need it right now. Why does that say phase beam plus 3.2 and that says phase beam plus 9.4? What are the percentages? Is that about their price? Is that relative to the value, what they're selling them for? C-class rifle. Alright, what can we sell while we're here? Salvage tech, 20 units. But we're not selling these dense minerals. We gotta break some of those down before we sell them. Mordite can go up to the freighter. Pugnium can go up to the freighter. Salvage tech, almost $1 million for those 20 units. 991,000. Where did that leave us? We were doing the Mercenary Guild quests because... there we go. Patterns in time. Perform missions for the Mercenary Guild. Speak to the Mercenary Guild rep. Not the right... We have to be in the right system. Explorers Guild. We have this grave marked in this system. We want to get the grave before we go anywhere. If we get the grave now while I'm thinking about it, let's do it, because we might not come back to this system if we warp away and if we teleport away. More systems we visit, the lower the odds that we come back to all of them, each of them. Lowest rank is how many times I've warped. When we were gonna check out the moon with the strange name, I really don't think it's gonna turn out to be a player named Moon. Israeli something or other. It's not weird at all if a player named it, but it is weird if it's not named by a player. You have to learn to let things go in this game. For every waypoint, even the seemingly unique or valuable special ones, there are just so many instances. So many.
I turn around and just lose waypoints, and then I was getting really worked up about it too. Where'd the thing go? After one of the first couple streams we had of this game, I spent a long time after the stream wrestling with this drop pod, trying to find the drop pod I had lost. I must have spent hours looking for one drop pod that I somehow lost. I didn't have the recipe for antimatter yet, so it was a big deal, and anyways. Hindsight. Hard for me to let a reinforced door. Plasma launcher. Is 5 enough? Weapon charge. Gonna get pissed, but how do I unstable plasma? Can I make unstable plasma? Or what can I charge it up with? Plasma launcher. Charge with unstable plasma. I don't have any unstable plasma. How else do I get a reinforced door open? If the bolt caster won't do it. Actually didn't try the mining laser, but no, that's not working. So, any suggestions? I don't think I have a way to open that door without unstable plasma to charge my plasma launcher. I could punch it. You think that would work? Punch it a lot? Use the ship. Thank you. Yeah, we did that before. Use the ship. You rock. We can use the ship. Yeah, it works. That works. We're just gonna lift off and then come around. Come on, slow. Don't go far. All right, it already moved forward.
Warning. Incoming storm.
Just take out the landscape. Right, come around. Slow. As slow as you can go. Slow as you can go. Line up the door. Got it. Those trees weren't very important anyways. Nah, not at all. Vy'keen, voice security, something initializing. The terminal's only intended for use by a certain species. Ah, we're gonna be able to do this. A flap flicks open and a microphone emerges. A distant voice shouts, "Grah!" I'm expected to respond. Vy'keen rank close ally or above. We got this. I hear a gruff noise. We got a superconductor formula. Nav data. And did we get some Vy'keen standing? No.
Radiation protection.
Okay, now what happened to the grave? How far is it? Alright, I'll go on foot.
Technology.
It's a little rad storm.
Technology recharge.
Rad schmads. Deuterium, go! Jetpack, power surge. Yeah.
Gould Nero's final log. The Atlas was silent in the face of their sin. They would hear the voice of God, and in their agony they would know that they were the other travelers. They are not dead. They never were. Nothing dies, just as you won't. These graves are not monuments. They are echoes of those who have been taken there. Traces of voices that forever scream. The fallen traveler's grave is marked by a glyph, an epitaph of some ancient technology. They obtain the glyph, and with it, the ability to travel to unknown worlds. 15 of 16. Floating crystals. More floating crystals? Really? They're hard to turn down. We can put it to really good use. All those super refined minerals. Let's say we stay this far back from the crystals. If a sentinel goes up to the crystals because they're being shot, sentinels coming to us, that's not the same thing. But if a sentinel goes up to the crystals, it may not be able to identify the source of the beam just because we're a ways away. I've been able to get away with some weird farming while being watched by sentinels. Because of that.
Units received.
This way. Hold still. I gotta get them all anyways. If you have a base or you're crafting somewhere from an elevated position, you can often harvest a great deal of resources just by looking at the landscape around you and shooting from a distance. Stand still and gather stacks.
Radiation protection falling.
What are we gonna do with all this superoxide? It's too much. Even if we break it down, I mean, the oxygen doesn't sell for much. Here, let's test this. There we go. The Sentinel's checking out the crystals being shot. See if it can figure out where the shot's coming from. Damn, it is. So much for what I said. Coming out this way. Actually, no, it's scanning a plant nearby. Make sure I don't hit it. If I hit it, it will come over here immediately. If I can avoid hitting the Sentinel, we should be able to farm even though it's watching. Just because we're so far away, it doesn't know what's up. It even lost interest and now it's going to scan some mineral on its own. It might still come up here, but it's not coming up here because the crystals are being shot. Oh, there it goes. It's going back. Here we don't shoot it. It's looking around. It does not know who's shooting the crystals. Got its attention again when one of them broke. Let's give it a little love tap, Jay. It'll be fine. I'm really curious about adjusting the terrain beam. That's, you know, I do have a mouse here with a scroll wheel. We could try that. Try that right now. It was so the terrain manipulator. The scroll wheel isn't doing anything that I can tell. Did I misunderstand before? Something about the terrain manipulator, beam size can be adjusted. Adjust the terrain manipulator with the D-pad. Ooh. So what works? It seems to only work when creating, not destroying. It seems to work when destroying too. So what's better, a small beam? Is a small beam actually easier for? What was said before about what's actually easier? Thank you. That's cool. It'll harvest more with the big beam. And what was the default, the smaller beam?
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, I tagged it. Now it's coming. Or I stopped. Might be okay. Stopped quickly. Moved right into the beam. Gonna do it again. Don't move into my beam. This is a stupid amount of oxygen. So much oxygen. And a lot of tetracobalt. Carbon. Get out of my beam, bro! Don't phase me, bro!
Radiation protection falling.
We were supposed to get to... Right, I wanted to check out the unknown grave. That's why we're on this planet. The unknown grave. Other than that, I wanted to get back to the system where we can update the quest with the mercenary guild. That was cool. Did they just... Were they lying on the ground and they took off? Or did they just spawn low to the ground and... Looked really neat.
Radiation protection falling.
That's a great slide. He's still going. Slide forever, dude. Slide forever. Already hit the terminal.
Units received.
Maybe a pit stop on that other moon if we can spot it again. That was gnarly, bro. Is that it? So if it pops up again, no, that's Lalu. Lalu Dallas multipass? Close enough? Well, let's head towards the space station. Maybe we'll catch sight of it when we pass the planet. There we go. It's one of those. Should be. Frozen world. There we go. What we're looking to see is if another player has been here and named this. Because look at its name. The ones where you can't see, Daisy. So it's not... If the storms are bad color palettes. Bad color palettes. If there's too much red in the visuals, I can't see, basically. We land on a floating rock. Sweet. Yes, we should. Sentinels hostile. Weather occasional snowfall. Flora bountiful. Fauna abundant. Moto system. First contact. A lot of floating rocks. And as for the planet, oh, we discovered it. So this is the game's own name generation system. Came up with that name for planet. Isn't that weird? The dead planets weird you out. They're so quiet. I haven't made... Look at all those trees. I haven't made an effort to land on a dead planet. I may have been on one or two, but I'm not landing on them on purpose. Why are you landing on dead planets?
Thermal protection falling.
Isn't that crazy for a random name?
Units received.
I'm king of the world! And then this thing goes whack, knocks you off.
Units received.
You, I'm trying to scan you. The plant, that's right there. Dead planets have interesting resources.
Units received.
Okay, there is a reason. It would be great. It'd be like a Patches moment in Dark Souls. Yeah, ha, 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 ha. Well, there's a nice view from up here. That. Not really anything there.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to see what if this planet had been discovered. Really, we want to go back to the mercenary guild. Quite pretty. Like the trees. Beacon. What is that, is that just a waypoint save beacon, or is that a do something beacon? That's a do something beacon, isn't it? Marks another location. Beacons reveal ruin location. Perfect. That sounded... When I saw it, the yellow, it looked different. Minor settlement?
Units received.
Ooh, red butterflies. Come on. That'd be tricky as hell to scan. Oh my god, possible. Oh, this is why you shoot them, right? This is why we're gonna shoot the pretty red butterfly so that we can scan one. Now, if only you would hold stealth. Did any of them drop? Shoot the little red butterflies. This is very not me. No balls. How would you scan them? And if one of them does fall, are they going to be so small we can't really see them? More floating crystals. No, I must resist. I would be fine with just scanning these, but they're scattering every time I shoot. No surprise there. Well, apparently you can drop them to the ground. I have scanned butterflies before, but I don't think I can scan these. These are too small and too quick. But if we could get one to drop to the ground, we could just strip mine the place. Yeah, I don't have any unstable plasma to charge it. In fact, I don't have a recipe for unstable plasma. You know where I could get a recipe for unstable plasma?
Units received.
Try something a little easier to track. Easier, not easy. This is gonna be Extreme World. Recipe, no, but you can buy some in most stations. Okay, yeah, I guess I should just buy stock of unstable plasma. On, what's a good zoom? Get me going on one of these. Come on. Come on. See, that's hard enough. Trying to do it with the butterfly? Manufacturing facility for a plasma blueprint. Hi there. Just random possible reward for doing a manufacturing facility. sometime I'll do a bunch more of those.
Units received.
Metal fingers. Dinosaur!
Units received.
Ogogum. Unpredictable. Hypnotizes prey. Notes has nutritious feces. I don't think we need to explore that more closely. More butterflies. Alright, there aren't so many trees around. Maybe I could actually manage to knock one out of the sky this time. This is not easy. Impossible to scan and nearly impossible to hit. Oh. Butterflies. Butterflies. Yeah, I know if I had the plasma charged. Where the geocannon even? 50O2 and 1 metal plating. Oh, nice. I don't have any grenades. Green, I don't have any. I don't have any plasma to charge him. Didn't get them. They despawned. They just despawned. They were tired of me trying to mine them. No kidding. Don't even need to use the extreme protection. And I keep doing that, but we've got batteries that we're not using, and we've got stuff taking up inventory. Some of which was for charging up hazards.
Units received.
Not that extreme here. A minus 57 sounds pretty cold, but it's not ticking away that fast.
Ground protection falling. Units
Tongue parasites. Bold behavior. I think it has a butt head.
Units received.
Unafraid, processes dirt, sweats milk for infants. Well, that's different. Sweats milk. Willow, are you still out there? You're a big milk fan. What do you make of a creature that sweats milk? How the hell do you propel forward with your jetpack? You lead with a punch. If you're moving and you punch and then jet, sort of just lead a little bit with the punch button. But it doesn't work on which platform, right? Doesn't it not work on one of the platforms? You just go straight upwards. Which platform are you on? Or is it both consoles? Does it only work on PC? It was clarified the other day and I don't recall. You're playing on Xbox? Can anyone confirm? Is that where it doesn't work? Their definition of sweat needs to be rethought. Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Go check out the minor settlement. Whoa, whoa, check out the head on that thing. Just the eyes, it's being chased. It's being stalked right now. We might not be able to scan it because it's going to get eaten. it's not even the miner settlement. Huh. The settlement's still over the hill. Unidentified plant. Somewhere right around here. Bop, bop. That little one.
Units received. Valve protection falling.
Reinforced door. And that's the one I can't break. Use the ship. Kind of a pain. Guess we should. Yeah, I should do manufacturing facilities. So we use signal booster and nav data, and we get secure. We scan secure terminals. And that'll get us some manufacturing facilities, and then if we get some RNG. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna come over here so we can check out ships. Let's see what's landing. Suddenly more interested in the ships that are coming in than breaking into that other structure.
Warning. Sentinel combat unit deployed.
You gonna break off when we come in here or not? I guess they'll, oh, that's right, they just get confused. But they won't stop. Maybe we shouldn't risk bugging them out. Should let them chase me and... Come on. Ah! The timer wear out. Proper. Deactivated. Good.
Valve protection falling.
All right, we can break down some of this stuff here.
Technology recharge.
We don't need as much ionized cobalt. We're gonna sell some stacks. Check the ships coming in. Do they look the same with a really funky design? Alright, one more Tetra Cobalt to break down. break down the chlorine. Ionized cobalt. I should have a. Which are we selling? I gotta check something because I'm keeping a stack of it in there. We're selling 750, 1,069. Nope, we are selling 1,319. Go. Oh, we're on the buy menu. Are we? There's the unstable. Hold on. Brain melting. And I hear ships coming in, and all I want to do is turn around and look at the ships. This game has it feeds a lot of brain behaviors, addictive behaviors. I'm only keeping 500. I'm only keeping 500 of the ionized cobalt. Where did it go? Ionized cobalt. Okay.
Units
500,000 worth of cobalt. Hey, is that, that's an explorer that had a different enough wing pattern than I thought it was another exotic. The exotics are based on explorers. I certainly haven't seen them all. Check out the wings on that. That's not a common config, is it? It's nice. I like the way it looks. Made my heart race a little bit. Break down the chloride. Chloride lattice. Cool looking wing design, isn't it? Did you think it was an exotic coming in too? Did it catch your eye? Or was it, you hear me talking about it? Skinny hauler. Yeah, it's really addictive watching ships come in and waiting for a special ship. Put on some music, put on a movie, watch the ships roll in. Am I looking for the chlorine? Chlorine, 376K.
units received.
Saw the general shape and knew it wasn't an exotic. All right. So that takes care of the some of the stuff. I'm gonna save destabilized sodium. I mean, sodium just doesn't sell for that much. Neither does oxygen. But while it's starting to put a strain on inventory space, I'm not sure what to do with those besides try and save them. Like, I've been stuffing them in the exocraft or in the storage unit back at base. You'd much rather be able to outright buy ships from a vendor? Yeah, partly. That would be nice and convenient. But would it... Isn't there some extra satisfaction from the RNG of finding something you're looking for when it just comes flying in? There's a nice surprise. I mean, you could just go to a vendor and it's just a list and you're like, I want that one. Yeah, the instant gratification, though. I don't know. The delayed gratification, there's something to be said for that. Oh, we had Viking effigies. All right, we could try to give some of those effigies away.
Warning. Incoming storm.
Social is not a rich system, so it's not the best one to... ship hunt in. Menu. Viking. I was thinking about taking his quest. When did we hit Templar? We capped out. Templar. Can you lose standing once you've capped standing? Or is it just permanent? It'd be weird if you could lose rank. We only need one more Korvax. Full rank with any Viking. Supposedly, you're going to be able to buy ships with Quicksilver. What do you know about that? Preoccupied by the small device they're holding. Poke! Whatever I've done has brought great delight to the warrior, who laughs to themselves as they watch the device. I wonder what I've caused. Onyx says, yeah, but it's probably going to be a huge pain in the ass to get it. You mean the Quicksilver? What is Quicksilver in the context of the game? A rare resource? Craftable? Mercury? Or, I mean... Big Quicksilver, what are we talking about? Not in the game yet. They're busy fixing bugs. Yeah, I patched this morning a bunch of stuff, and... yeah, there's still a lot that I've been noticing. Nothing game-breaking, but lots of cosmetic display bugs, stat bugs. Death! Joyful warrior. Less aggressive than I might expect. Currency J from community events, supposedly. Look forward to hearing more. Keen at arms. Their standing is increased, but it was already capped? So does it go up silently past the cap and then... Curious what will happen when I eventually lose some standing. There may not be enough of a net loss to be able to test that. We'll keep getting standing, it seems. Alright, that's enough time at this station.
Storm clearing.
What else were we doing here? What was our goal? Did we have a goal? We were trying to get back to space, to the Mercenary Guild rep, and I just kept finding little things for us to do. Okay. So in about 45 minutes, we're gonna wrap for today, and we'll be back at this tomorrow. I can't get enough
So, even though I've been overdoing it, I'm surely going to be playing a little more tonight. It's inevitable.
Thermal protection falling.
Ah, we never made it. Okay, I see. I thought I was following a waypoint for the minor settlement when we found this trade outpost. There's too many waypoints. Just land. I can't see it. This is why it's so hard to leave a trade outpost. It's just a fighter, but is that wing pattern again? Is it the same ship that we just saw? Chronic, you seeing this? It's coming in again. That Explorer with the really cool wing that I've not seen till now.
Thermal protection falling.
Doing. Making sure you're charged up.
Technology recharge.
In case we don't trade it anytime soon. Keep all of my ships' launch thrusters topped off. Alright, so we went to that planet to see if it had been discovered by another player and named it had not. That's strange. I did not actually aim for the space station somehow. Missed it. Full speed! System had the correct merchant. Turn to the life form. Which mission was that? Was that the same system? Return to the life form. It says speak to the Mercenaries Guild rep. We were supposed to return to the life form for that. Ah, that was on a planet's surface. Forget to do that. Turn it in later sometime, maybe off stream. We don't need to go back to a planet just to turn that in. But I want to talk to the Mercenary Guild. And the rep here was from Explorers Guild. Is there a way to know which system the right rep is in? I may as well check that station. See if they have the mercenary rep there. A mercenary rep. We could probably go through the list of discoveries, figure out which system we were in. There's maybe the system with Steven's planet in it. How do I know which guild this is? I don't, which symbol am I looking at? Is it the one in the middle on the back? So this is not the Mercenary Guild. Explorers Guild. Give some of my Korvax rep items. We've got a convergence cube and a casing. Give. And we should actually max our Korvax standing. Someone will take it. Do it. Convergence cube. Standing with the Korvax increased. The
pop-up or anything. But, Traveler of the Atlas. Low intelligence Lamsky. This. Hi, Gaffum. Let's try Zemskiat. You doing all right out there? These stations. Where's Zemsky at? Or is that the one we're in? We had Zemsky at. Zemskiat. Okay, never mind. We're in Zemskiat. Those. I don't know. I'd almost rather jump to some rich systems and see if one of them has a mercenary guild. Why is it so hard to figure out? Why can't the game tell us? It wants us to jump to another system, but surely it's a system we've already been to. Why can't it be on the teleporter list like all the other mission objectives? Go to this system for this mission. That would be awfully helpful now if you're gonna be that picky game. My brain is melting. Sort out that mess later. I don't know what all I had stacked. I gotta admit, this bugs me more than it should. Alright, let's just go jump systems and see what happens. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out which one has a mercenary guild. Bender. Gaffum, you're done working this summer. Nice. Get to enjoy the rest? Perfect. Keen. Surely you work for the Mercenary Guild. Funny you say Star Wars and Warframe mix. It reminds me, for weird reasons, of Star Wars Galaxies. But finally, a Mercenary Guild envoy. They're greeting over. The envoy turns to business. They tally up what I'm due from the guild, my share of recent profits, minus the membership fees owed. Ah! We still need to go to a different mercenary guild merchant. That's weird. Alright, we'll go warp as requested. It's just bizarre. Why are you so insistent that we warp for this? Why does it have to be? I guess it has to be the one that we... Mercenary Guild rep. Find guild reps on board space stations. I'm talking to this mercenary guild rep again. Maybe there's two conversations. Hey, Daisy. Thank you. What was that for? Thank you very much. Like your bits. Cheers. If you have it selected in the log as your current mission, you will be able to see it in the galactic map, which system you need to go to. Yes, that's what it's telling me, but why not on the teleporter? And why can't I use a different mercenary guild rep? Yes, it does say go use the galaxy map. I'm about to go do it. I'm just really perturbed that that seems to be the only option. Why should I have to warp? And what if I'm 100 million? What if I'm a million light years away because I teleported? And they want me to talk to a mercenary rep. I mean, why so picky? What the hell?
Product constructed.
A guild? Is the guild not in communication?
Product constructed.
It's bit love or bit of love. They both work. Both work. Thank you. Yeah, it should have been visible in the teleporter. I agree. Sorting out current mission. It'll tell us. So are we supposed to be in this system where it shows corrupt archive data? I mean, that's like our home system. Oh, where is it telling us to go? Let's follow this silly line until it... Am I still following the line? I can't even see where the line goes. No! No! Fuck that! Are you kidding me? That is not how this happens. That is not right. Patterns in time. Mission target is another system. Consult the galaxy map. But no. We gotta get back to the right region of the galaxy before this is even gonna show us what we need. Current mission. Did it actually say the light years? Atlas Station, current mission. Yeah, we're like 1.2 million light years away from our current mission. Yeah, I have the right mission selected. Patterns in time. Speak to the mercenary guild representative. Mission out of range. Yeah, all that. It also said hold to restart current mission and use nearby structures. Whoa, what's that? To restart current mission and use nearby structures. RS, can we... Where do I hold it? It's not actually doing anything. Okay, I'm going back to our home system, and maybe it's there. Maybe it's somewhere near there. Maybe we can jump from there. Maybe I'll find a 2x4 I can knock myself cold with it. On the mission, not the description. Mission, not the description. Mission restarted. Patterns in time. Speak to a mercenary guild rep. So there should be one right. Yeah, thank you. Ah, now we're talking. Conversation, waste of time, wasted again, and I shall kill. Said I haven't. Oh, please tell me you didn't wipe out the mission progress we did today by resetting the patterns in time. The missions we did were separate. The missions we did were separate. Yeah, we got a little bit of rank. But resetting it caused its own problem. Now he's gonna, even though we got, well, that made it worse. Now we have to go kill more things for the Mercenary Guild before we get credit for having performed missions for the Mercenary Guild before this guy will talk to us. And by that time, we'll probably be, it's not your fault. Not your fault. Frack, though. Come on. That's lame. Painfully lame. Just...
There aren't even 2 things on the board. There's gonna be 1, and we gotta leave and go down to a planet and kill 16 more things, and then... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Hunt low-level pirates. Okay, I can do that. We're gonna have to switch ships, though. I don't think I want to hunt them in this shuttle. I guess we could try. But that's just 1. Ah, I hate it when the ground pulled out from under me. Lame. Lame. Lucky showdown. It's not in my shuttle. Why don't I have it? What system are we in? We're in Zazik. Here's what we're doing. Let's... Head hurt right now. I've obviously been going too long. 7 hours isn't necessarily a problem, but apparently today it's nuking my brain. Yeah, I'll be right back. No, it was really good to know we can restart missions like that. The way the game... Yeah, it's all good. It's not me. It makes sense. Why did I even come down here? I don't think there was any room left in this storage container. Some of the rare metal, but not nothing else.
Inventory full.
Yeah. Let me call the fighter that I want to trade. We can fight with that. We can land on some space stations with that. And run the risk of seeing something we want to trade for. We don't need to. Let's just... drop the shuttle back behind us. Visit the mission board. See, it showed up there. That part of it, of the mission, showed up on the teleporter destination list. Has one, I don't know if this has any phase beam upgrades in it. It has one upgrade in it.
Warning. Threat detected.
Where's our threat? Is that it? Bounty mission target. We're too close for pulse.
Warning. Threat detected.
Roasted.
I'd be down with more of that kind of mission from the Mercenary Guild. I would much rather do a few of those than fly down to a planet's surface to kill small animals. I mean, that even makes sense. A Mercenary Guild having you run bounties, that makes way more sense than go kill 16 creatures, I don't care which ones. Just go kill 16 things somewhere in the galaxy and then come and tell me that you killed the small creatures, and then I'll give you credit. That's nonsense. But a bounty? Okay, that makes sense. Maybe if we take a kill creature quest and abandon it, it'll reshuffle the mission list and... That I could get into. That'd be great. Yes, give me more dogfighting missions, please. Scan 5 mineral... Oh, wrong one. Hunt low-level pirates. Perfect. And we only needed 2 to advance it, so this should be just about right. One more dogfighting mission. Ooh, look at that. Cool colors. Look at that. It's an A-class hauler. 102 million. That's a large hauler. Very nice. No, it's not an S. Nice hauler. Luminous Vision. 47 plus 8. See what landed next, but we'll be back.
Warning. Threat detected.
Where at? Gotta watch out for the fleet it's around. We don't want to piss off any large ships.
Warning. Threat detected.
Roasted. Okay, turn in.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Hey, Walking Dad. Thank you for the host. Greetings, greetings. What do you want from us? Finally, there we go. Null wished for me to visit the Vy'keen and learn what I could. of the Atlas, the creator of all universes, the Sentinels, rebellious hunters of anomalies, and the Travelers who committed some unforgivable act long ago. Of the Atlas. No, do not speak that name. Only pathetic beings worship liar Atlas. What has Atlas lied about? Any being that claims to be a god is not one. Interloper. Progenitor Herc knew this well. Battle Brother Null did not. They died for a false dream. Vy'keen tells me of their history, of wars with the Gek, of Korvax slaves and tyrannous empires. Vy'keen suggests that if Atlas is a god, then it is insane. I'm about to leave when I notice something on the Vy'keen's terminal. 2 digits blinking endlessly. They feel familiar. Is it 16? My head's covering it, but it's got to be 16. Oh! What interloper? What face are? Vy'keen is visibly pained by my mention of the number, staring at their terminal as if they have seen it for the first time. Their words slur, a strange sound entering every sentence. How bizarre. Now we need to speak to an Explorers Guild rep. I think I see where this is going. So once again, target outside local system. It would be really nice if mission board, the target, showed up on this list. Return to the life form, that's something separate. Corrupt archive data, that's something separate. An abandoned structure, I don't know why that's showing up, but that's also something separate. None of these seem marked with... So sure enough, it's telling us to travel the galaxy to warp somewhere. Let's see where it would have us warp to. Since it's from this starting point when the mission update triggered, it should at least be a system we can reach. Oop. See, much more reasonable. This time it's sending us to... I don't have an economy scanner in this ship. Korvax system, hyperdrive has no fuel. Alright, I guess I gotta fix that.
Product constructed. Product constructed. Product constructed. Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Experimental, satisfactory economy, conflict level untroubled. Korvax, 4 planets, 2 moons. Doesn't look very hospitable. An empty planet, pure ferrite, copper. The moon in between. See the small moon there? I'll bring that back up. Unknown planet. Usher Prime, contaminated. There's a moon near Usher. Planet has a moon as well. Hyperborean. That could be nice. Arathier. Ooh, and... Poin, a flourishing planet. I think there's one to check out. We got some stuff to look at in this system, huh? Probably can't get a scan on the moons. They're too small from this distance to get the reticle to pop up the unknown dialogue that you need to pop up and then stay centered while you send out a pulse. That's a really weird mechanic for scanning things. There's gotta be an easier way to target. Should be an easier way to target. Nice blue. Probably get the same thing. Explorers Guild may not have enough rank to... We're not ready. Need to do some missions for the Explorers Guild. They won't ask us to kill small creatures in the name of exploration. Or will they? I understand how this mission board works now. I don't know why it was so confusing to me at first. Wasn't paying enough attention. Kill 3 sentinels. That should be an Explorer Guild mission. Happy to. We could also... another traveler. Look at that head. Look at that face. I do not get the supplies. They'll kill me. Be our final glyph, the grave he may have sent us to. The Explorers Guild quests are usually way more annoying than the rest. Killing sentinels seems easy enough. Want some ionized cobalt? What we get from you 15 nanite clusters for that much ionized cobalt. That was a ripoff. He Alright. Got plenty. Hello, Walking Dad. Thank you again for the host. Cheers. See you. If you guys don't know that Walking Dad, please check him out on Twitch. Show some love, drop a follow for another great streamer. How are you today? You must be just about winding down. I'm just about winding down. Hungry. See first, where the grave? Which world is the grave we're being sent to on? Is it the Flourishing Planet? Perfect. New world, a flourishing world. Flourishing world with lots of floating rocks. I love floating terrain like that. Red-orange surface. Wait, where you land? Don't land in the cave, please. Anyone remember yesterday when we disembarked from a craft and it dropped us underground in a cave? Blistering damp. Walking Dad, I'm glad your daughter's returning from vacation tomorrow. That you're excited for that. The derusting, you said it was terrible. Fun, maybe, still, though? I can see you looking at my graves, plural, staring at my many deaths, just as I stared at 16 others, just as I stared at myself through the static of forgotten horrors. 16 glyphs. This is our 16th glyph. We have forgiven you for what you did, those selves that we have ended, each time we fell in battle, each time we died. These glyphs we impart. Through the portals you will walk. Through them you will die. You are not the only you. Pray with us. Pray for all of us. The Sentinels have saved us. The Sentinels have damned us. We love you forever. The fallen traveler's grave is marked by a glyph. And there's the lore. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit, but wasn't that, yes, traveling through the portals, the anomalies, the multiverse. Are we splitting when we travel? Are we becoming other instances of ourselves? Obtain the glyph. Leave the fallen traveler in peace. 16 of 16. Root structure mobile. Notes translucent nuts. Ah, so are mine. Korvax word for blueprint. They're kind of cute. Look at those things. Two tails. Forked tail. Place is quite pretty. We've learned the Korvax word for ending. I need some deeper water. It's very... Splash. Oh, still not very deep. Come on. Come on, can we get more than 2 feet of water here? Marduk. I have not tried the multiplayer mode, no. I've seen another player or two fly by when we were in a couple systems that, yeah, we had somehow ended up in other systems. I guess from the story, we'd ended up in some systems other players had discovered. Right, so I'm not seeing any life under here, though. There. There's a cow swimming over there. That's strange. Wonder if that eats grass. Does that mean it comes up out of the water and walks on land? Yeah, you can. When the game starts now, it asks you if you want to start a play session or join someone else's. Maybe there's underwater grass. There is, in fact. I scanned it. Seaweed or something. That counts. Whoa. It's a little family of... They eat small trees. Genetically unstable. So... We've been going 7.5 hours. We're gonna wrap up. Let's get back to the... What are we supposed to do? Fight sentinels? We're supposed to fight sentinels. Let me piss off a couple sentinels here. We needed to kill 3 of them for the Explorers Guild. Oh, come on. Don't you go swimming away. No, come back here. Did I get it? Get her Pugnium. I don't even know if we got it. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now where's the ship? It's Stegosaurus and a hyena. It is not a normal mix. This is way more important. Gotta scan the plant. Switching sides so I can see my jetpack fuel. Stegoina. Stegoina, huh? Wasn't that one? Which was it? That thing? Was that the Stegoina? Genetically unstable? The right one? Stegoina. I think that was it.
Gotta be. Those are cool looking. Let me scan that huge tree. Or not. Okay, what else? And you instead.
Units received. Units received.
Ooh, data structures. All right, let me make a point of the drop pod data thing. Notice how we don't have any drop pod data. We do have some nav data, a stack of 5. We don't have any drop pod data. Usually, these alien data structures, when you collect them, you get nav data. Every once in a while, you'll get a set where it'll just be drop pod, drop pod, drop pod, drop pod. But let's assume this is all nav data. It says nav data, and we're getting nav data. But watch, at the end, even if it doesn't pop up anything about drop pod data, we're going to have at least one drop pod data at the end here. Nav data. Nav data. Nav data. Nav data. We get them all? Nope, there's one more. Stuck in a tree here. Nav data. Okay, we got them all, right? Now... Oh, it totally didn't work. I have had the experience of getting at least one drop pod data every time I clear a set of alien data structures of nav data. I was so sure I was able to, that it was going to happen, that I would just call it out. Oh well.
Technology recharge.
I'm still sure it happens most of the time. Damn. Nothing like not being able to make the example you wanted to make. So we don't want to go into orbit, or we will have planetary authority after us. We gotta wait until the Sentinels lose us. Green, we're rapping. We're rapping anyways. Cheers to you. We're just going back up to the space station and turning this in, and then we're gonna call it for the night. So I hope everyone has a great Friday night, or Saturday morning early, if that's what it is for you. Be back at this tomorrow. If you're new here, welcome aboard. And thank you all for the great company, as always. Good times. Good times. Bob, you're welcome. Thank you all. The host love, the sub support for the bits and bytes and good advice. Good game. Good game. Mardok, cheers. Has anyone checked out We Happy Few? Has anyone played any of that yet? What's the word on the street? Hey. Not gonna try to pronounce for Chronic, but Chronic, did you see the response from Walking Dead? Dubrovnik. I'll take a crack at Dubrovnik. That one I can do. Word on the street is it's a really twisted game. That's what it was supposed to be, right? Supposed to be. Is it a fun, twisted game? Urgent entity. And in mission suite release. Standing with Explorers Guild increased marginally. Alright. So I will end up likely doing this Explorer's Quest tonight, and who knows what else. We'll be back at this tomorrow. You guys rock. Stay awesome. I will see you on the flip side. Good night, everyone.